Alright, yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and today I want to go over a little forum post titled, Why It Wouldn't Hurt to Increase Shiny Odds. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I personally, obviously, probably already disagree with this sentiment behind this, but I'm not always, immediately opposed to stuff like this. I think it's good to go up with an open mind, and I think it's good to consider the option. The issue is that putting yourself in this position, trying to prove this is really difficult. Providing a very solid reason on why to make something easier is pretty difficult, but sometimes there is really good reason, like making it something more applicable or engaging to a newer type of player, while also not decreasing the value to more veteran players, which is a tough thing to do. But anyways, we'll go ahead and jump into this post and see what this person wants to talk about. Look, I know this is a hard topic. No one that's played the game since the start wants to talk about. Calling me out. I mean, fair. I definitely am biased towards it. But I really do think the rates should be brought down from the current 20k to at least, well, the rate is 30k. This person doesn't know the rate, which is a little bit of a red flag, to at least the regular 8k or more like 10k. I'm not saying bring it down to the new Pokemon games, but bring it down enough for content creators to have more content, since shiny Pokemon are a big part of the community. I don't love this. As a content creator, I can definitely say that making content around shiny hunting is difficult, but that doesn't mean I don't want the game to adjust just to make my job easier. You know, I picked content creation for this job. I love shiny hunting in this game. It's a tough part of it, and it also is with it being so tough. It's what makes those moments so incredible. My Shuckle moment, my Crinidos moment, wouldn't have been nearly as incredible as they were if the rate was 8k or 10k. I think when a lot of people suggest bringing the rate to like 8 or 10k as well, there's not really much like balancing thought behind it. It's kind of like, oh, just make it to what I'm used to, and it's like, okay, well, you got to provide a really good reason as to why that's the case, right? Like, it's not, you don't want something to be 8k just because, oh, it's with the normal games. Like, PokeMMO is not about tradition. It's not about changing things to how they are in the traditional games just for the sake of it. It's all about balance, and balancing is the number one thing. The reason the rate is so high in PokeMMO is because in an MMO, way more players get shinies. You have to think about it like, if 30,000 players make a new account and bring a shiny into the game, that's a big deal. Also, the economy is a huge part of it. It has to be lowered for rarity, for social reasons, and for the economy. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue. Honestly, I don't think it would change the market so much. It would just make it so you're able to shiny hunt for the Pokemon you want, and not just something easy, and also have more competitive shiny Pokemon. Well, I think that we would have more competitive. It'd be easier it'd be cheaper to breed. Everyone would have a lot more shinies. They'd be a lot less valuable, in my opinion. It would change the market a ton. If you lowered the shiny rate 3 times, like a third of its original rate, there'd be way more shinies, aka way more supply. That would inherently change the shiny rate a drastic amount. But once again, just my thoughts, my opinions. There's not much of content of PokeMMO on YouTube because the regular player base just beats the game and quits, since PvP takes too long, since you gotta breed a team that can cost millions of Pokeyen. Now, I agree with this, and this is a huge issue. I agree with this. It's a huge issue. I really think there should be more content creators, and I think there is a lot more popping up over the past 2 years or so, which is incredible. Even one guy recently, is it S4 Max? He's been making really good videos. I've been loving his stuff. There's been a lot of great content creators popping up. There always are new ones popping up, and I hope a lot of them just stay consistent, and I think a lot of them can do great stuff. But it is tough because a lot of players, the average player does beat the game and quit after the storylines. But that's not an issue of, he's saying like, oh, that's just because the only next step is PvP. There's a lot to do in PokeMMO, but not a lot of players enjoy setting that type of goals, or really know how to, or are taught. They're not taught by the game at all, which is a huge issue as well. I always compare PokeMMO similar to like Minecraft, where it's a sandbox game, maybe like Minecraft Alpha, like early stages of Minecraft. It's a sandbox game, and there's tons to do. You can build a cobblestone castle, a brick castle, a combination of there's infinite things to build and do. The issue is you have to actually be motivated and set those goals, which a lot of people don't want to, or don't, there has to be a little more structure for that, which is only fair. I think it's why I think raids and dungeons would probably be the most important update to the entire game in a long time. But okay, I'm gonna get distracted. They won't even try to shiny hunt since the odds are so high. Yep, that is true, and I think that's okay. If some people don't want to shiny hunt because the odds are so high, they're probably just not going to like PokeMMO. That's like saying, oh, in RuneScape, if someone doesn't want to go for 99 agility because it takes so long, we should lower the agility rate. And it's like, no, that person just probably shouldn't go for agility. They should probably go for cooking or for fire making or something like that. But even then, people are going to say that's too long, right? A 99 fire making in PokeMMO, I haven't checked in a long time, so I could be wrong. I think it's around 50 hours if you burn redwoods at peak efficiency. I know I sound like a nerd, but essentially, it's comparable to a shiny hunt in PokeMMO. A shiny hunt at its fastest rate, on average, if you do times 5 hordes near a PC, is going to be around 30 hours. People are always going to ask for stuff to be easier, but 30 hours for a shiny is not too shabby at all. Let's just keep going, though. I just recently watched, I swear I didn't know this was part of it. I have not read this. I just recently watched Pat's vid on Shiny Wars, and it's such a good idea, but I feel like it lacks on the variety since most go for an easy hunt. Wait, that's not true at all. But I feel like lacks most go for an easy hunt. This is actually not true. Most people in Shiny Wars go for single encounter hunts because it's more points per the amount of effort you put in generally. So most people, like I would say 80% of people, go for single encounter hunts during Shiny Wars. Because wow, I'm surprised. I'm just shocked at this statement because it's just so incorrect, unfortunately. 80% of people go for single encounters. I'd say a lot of people go for like times 5 hordes and stuff during like bonus days when it's like, oh, if you catch a water shiny, today you get 1+1 bonus point, then you go for times 5 hordes, better points. But usually people just go for better points. Team Mister gets the most rare shinies like out of the entire year during Shiny Wars because people are so motivated to go for rares during Shiny Wars. This is just a wholly incorrect statement, unfortunately. Or worst, they don't get what they want, like Pat having to wait 17 months for a Cranidos. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't mind that. I wouldn't change that for the world, and that was a good thing. I can sit here and I can brag about it or complain about it, but I'm really happy it happened, and it made that Cranidos moment so unbelievably special for me. Maybe, I swear I haven't pre-read this, Keck W. He doesn't mind, but to me, I saw it as him not making the best content, even though he puts in the hours. I think that's fair. I can understand that. Personally, I love the game, and I might not have the most hours, but I have been playing since 2017 on and off. And I don't see much content on YouTube when the game has so much potential, but that potential is only reachable if we have content creators thriving, getting views, and most people. I do agree that content creation is like so huge for PokeMMO since they don't do any natural advertising. And I think we're trying to fill that gap. I think it took a long time. It took a long time for the community to catch up to that. I think we only really started seeing like a bunch of content pop off in like 2019 plus. It took way too long, but we're getting there. We're getting there. On Pokemon, most getting views, most people that watch content on Pokemon watch for shinies, Nuzlocking, or challenges. This is definitely true. If it's just shinies, I don't know if that's true. I could be wrong. I have to see the statistics, but a lot of people watch for Nuzlocks and challenges. That is absolutely true. I'm not trying to start a war or anything, but I think about it. Shiny hunters are going to win since they go for harder hunts now. There's going to be a higher chance of seeing shiny competitive teams, and content creators will have content. So the community has a chance of growing and getting the game out there to more people. I want to preface, obviously I disagree with this guy with a lot of points, but that doesn't mean like he's like a terrible, whatever. I think he's wrong in some things. He's obviously just really cares about the game, just trying to do a good thing. Like he wants what we all want, which is just like more players and love, and all this. I do think he's kind of skipping over the balance. I think balance and economy is super important, and that's going to bring us to our next point. The reason I actually covered this, I didn't cover this just to like dick on this guy and whatever. There's actually a wildly interesting piece of information here at the end. I probably should have teased you guys more about that. Keep you guys watch till the end of the video, but this is from Q. This is from Q, one of the head admins of PokeMMO. On average, the game pumps out anywhere from 500 to 1,000 shiny Pokemon. That's what he forgot to type there. 500 to 1,000 shiny Pokemon per day are consumed in PokeMMO. About 40%. This blew my mind. This is a level that we're pretty happy with. So no, we're not going to change it at this stage. This guy left a very thoughtful, thought out response, and ended up getting a very incredible piece of information from Q, which I'm super, super happy about. This is huge information, huge, economy knowledge. The fact that 40% of shinies are being consumed every day in PokeMMO is pretty absurd. And it also shows us the devs know what they're talking about. The devs are keeping an eye on things. I think one of the best pieces of advice I usually tell people is, hey, if you've thought about it, I would bet you the devs have as well. It's not always the case when you have so many people, like thousands of people. You might have an idea that pops up that's different from what the devs have in mind, but usually a pretty simple balancing thing, like, I promise you, if you think about, have the devs ever thought about changing or lowering the shiny rate? I promise you they have, right? And there's a reason why it's at the rate that it's at, and they have numbers behind it. Now, I wish they communicated those numbers a bit more, like they did here, which is awesome. And I want to encourage this. I really appreciate you dropping this info. I think it helps us spread information. It helps ease a lot of players' worries. And whenever players ask, hey, why is the shiny rate 1 out of 30K? Maybe I can send them this video and this can explain it a bit more. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I thought it was a really interesting forum post to cover. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. Have a great day. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I cover a lot of stuff on this channel. Discord's down below if you care about that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, Venmo, all that stuff keeps me around full time, making as much content as possible, covering fun stuff like this for a game that I love. Thank you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Peace.